Notre Dame under the lights for the second straight week. Tonight, the Irish have a lot to prove. Was last week's loss to Michigan just a misstep?
We have to be mentally focused, not make mistakes.
Or a sign of the season to come?
We got to be smarter and more disciplined as a football team. We're not a finished product. We got some work to do.
But the Irish say they are ready to take on Purdue.
He's got a convoy.
Will the Boilers be able to turn up the heat inside the furnace?
Our team is preparing extremely hard for this one, and it's going to be a fun night.
Tonight, Hoosiers are divided. Even families have drawn a line.
I want us to win the game, but I want Amir to play well.
Be believers, be leaders, astronauts, be champions, standing in the Hall of Fame.
Notre Dame, Purdue, blue and gold versus black and gold. ABC 57 has your game day ticket. The Kickoff Countdown starts right now. Good evening and thank you for joining us. We are now less than an hour away from kickoff there at Ross-Ade Stadium. I'm Brian Dorman.
And I'm Kim Chappell. Tonight it's the 85th meeting between Notre Dame and Purdue, and we're bringing you all of the pre-game excitement. Tonight we do have team coverage for you. We made that 125-mile trip to West Lafayette to show you how those teams are both getting ready on the field tonight and why tonight's game is a family affair. Alexandra Cohen is live at Corby's in South Bend, where local fans are duking it out.
But we start here with Notre Dame head football coach Brian Kelly. Last year, he led the Fighting Irish to their best season in years before losing to Alabama in the national championship in Florida. Now, Notre Dame is 1-1, and the season is not going to get any easier. After Purdue tonight, Michigan State and Oklahoma finish out this month. Coach Kelly says he just wants to keep the Irish focused. Since losing last week, they need to get things back on track.
Anytime you lose, you want to get back out on the field. Our guys will get an opportunity to get back to work. And, obviously there's a number of things we've got to get better at. We're playing another Big Ten opponent.
Right now, the Notre Dame defense is struggling to stay consistent. In the opener, Notre Dame held Temple to just over 300 total yards. Pretty good outing. After Michigan, it was a different story. The Irish defense gave up nearly 500 yards of offense, something players say just can't happen this week.
We have to be mentally focused, not make mistakes like we did. And, just going back to the drawing board and just do what we've been doing all week, and preparing. Just when we get on the field, we got to perform.
And that countdown clock is going right there in the corner of your screen. 26 minutes, 18 seconds now. The Irish defense got back 7 starters, by the way, from last year.
And, Brian, they say that blood is thicker than water, but on game day, it's a little bit different for one family. Tonight, Notre Dame and Purdue game has the Carlyles divided. Dad Dwayne Carlisle is the coach on the Purdue roster, and his son, Amir, is playing for the Irish. ABC 57's Emily Pritchard reports.
A stretch of highway is all that separates Notre Dame and Ross-Ade stadiums. 2 lanes, 1 dotted line, also linking a father and son on the gridiron.
I never would have dreamed that I'd be in this situation this weekend, with him being on the playing field and me on the other sideline.
Dwayne Carlisle spends his days on Purdue's turf and in the Boilermaker weight room, helping develop all 500 student athletes, including the football team. But before that, one of his first jobs as coach started nearly 21 years ago.
My earliest memory actually is when I was 3 years old, my dad used to have me doing different agility drills in front of people, so it goes way back to when I was barely walking.
And so Amir looked at it like, why did Dad have me doing this? But I had a master plan to help develop those motor skills that hopefully have benefited him in his athletic career.
And that plan seems to be paying off.
Amir Carlisle that made his Trojan debut at Arizona State.
Amir Carlisle started his college career at the University of Southern California. His freshman season, he recorded 19 rushes for 118 yards.
Carlisle into the end zone.
Growing up in California, you'd assume that season would have been a dream come true for the young athlete. But a new job for Dad changed all of that.
It's an empty feeling coming out of the stadium. Everybody else's family's there, and yours isn't. And he wanted to have that experience. It's such a short period of time in a kid's career. 4 years goes by like that.
So sophomore year, Amir traded in the Cardinal and gold for a chance to run out of the Notre Dame tunnel.
You know, with them coming out here and the opportunity presented for me to transfer here, just, you know, made it a decision that was, you know, very easy actually.
Amir didn't see playing time last season due to injury, but now the healthy number 3 is making strides in blue and gold. He's rushed over 100 yards and continuing this season. Amir tells us a lot of what he's learned on the field comes from Dad.
Just really perfecting your craft and taking pride in what you do each and every day you step into the building and step onto the field.
For Dwayne, his son has done some teaching of his own.
To see him do the things that he's doing in the space of adversity, that to me as a dad is the most gratifying thing I've learned from him.
Gold is the Carlisle family's safe color tonight as both teams share it, but bragging rights are still on the line between father and son.
I want us to win the game, but I want Amir to play well.
It's fun, you know, to compete against my dad. You know, on the field it's business, but off the field, you know, he's my dad and I love him, and you know, hopefully we'll get the win on Saturday.
And just in case Irish fans are looking towards the future, Amir does have 2 younger brothers, but unfortunately, Dwayne tells us that one of them loves basketball, the other is all about baseball.
And Kim, that is not the only family affair tonight. The Notre Dame football team often describes themselves as a brotherhood, but there are actually 2 sets of blood brothers on the team. Zach and Nick Martin and George Atkinson III and his brother Josh. ABC 57's Emily Evans continues our special coverage live from West Lafayette. And Emily, you sat down with the Martin brothers. What is it like for them to play alongside each other? Do they actually see this as a blessing, or do they see it as a curse?
Well, Brian, they definitely see it as a blessing. They say having the opportunity to play football for Notre Dame, something so unique and special, has only brought them closer.
The Martin brothers came to Notre Dame from Bishop Chatard High School in Indianapolis. Both play on the Irish offensive line, Zach as a tackle and Nick at center. This year is the first that the 2 of them were able to take the field side by side, making their game day experience that much more special.
It's great to have the opportunity to go in and work every day with him, and then last week was the first week we were able to play together, so you know, just that experience to run out on the field and be a part of that, it was awesome.
And keeping it all in the family is something not everyone gets to do.
It's really fun. It's a different experience, you know, not one everyone gets to have, so you know, sometimes, I mean, it's just football, so you know, you get lost in the game obviously, but sometimes when you get to take a step back and think about it, it's pretty cool.
The atmosphere of the Notre Dame family was one of the major draws for Nick, who came to play for the Irish 2 years after his older brother Zach.
It's awesome that we have that ability, and you know, Notre Dame, this atmosphere, it's a family atmosphere, and it's just really a cool thing.
Like most brothers, the 2 say they're competitive, both on and off the field.
Is there any friendly competition off the field that ever goes on?
Oh, absolutely. You know, me and Nick are always going after something, and you know, that's just the nature of our team, and me and him, we're very competitive.
Pretty much in everything we do, we're both very competitive.
It got us at ABC 57 wondering, what's Thanksgiving like at the Martin house with that sibling rivalry?
We weren't really a big flag football Thanksgiving team. We were kind of more sit at the table and eat as much as possible.
Zach says having 2 sets of brothers on the team doesn't just bring the brothers closer. The entire team has a stronger bond because of it.
We're a big family already, and then to have actual brothers on the team only brings us closer, so anytime you can get that, it's great.
Now, the other set of brothers on the Irish football team are juniors and twins, but unlike the Martins, they play on different sides of the ball. George Atkinson III is a running back on the Irish offense, and his brother Josh Atkinson plays at the cornerback position. Reporting live outside Ross-Ade Stadium in West Lafayette, Emily Evans, ABC 57 News.
And the history between Notre Dame and Purdue dates back to 1896. The Boilers won that first game played right here in South Bend, but the Irish lead that series overall. Notre Dame has played Purdue more than any other Big Ten team. They've faced off every year since 1946. The Irish have won the last 5 matchups, 2 of those victories coming on the final drive.
And Kim, that includes last year's matchup at Notre Dame Stadium. Quarterback Tommy Rees entered the game after Everett Golson got a bit shaken up there. Rees led the Irish down the field into scoring position.
And special teams could really play a big role once again tonight. So far this season, kicker Kyle Brinza is 3 for 4 on field goals. His only miss came in the season opener against Temple. Now, he talked with us earlier in the week about how he's improved since last year.
The spring game didn't say as much as I wanted to from my practice stance, but being able to go out in the summer, being able to get help from my coach, Coach Cornblue, he's been able to do a tremendous job with me, as well as Diaco and Coach Booker, helping me day in and day out to just get better.
And Brinson made 74% of his field goals last year. So far this season, he's at 75%.
But could the Fighting Irish be in for a boiler spoiler? Last week, Purdue barely pulled out the victory. Their first on the season against Indiana State. The Boilers intercepted the ball with 19 seconds left on the game, but won here to 6 points, 20-14. The Fighting Irish told us they're taking this matchup very seriously tonight because the Irish always have a target on their back.
At Notre Dame, you're going to get everyone's best game, and you can't look past any opponent, no matter the record, no matter how you've done against them in the past, because on that Saturday they're going to give you their best, and it's an opportunity to lose.
And despite the in-state rivalry, tickets are still available for tonight's game. We just checked in on StubHub moments ago. There are about a few hundred tickets left. The cheapest that we found, about $50. The most expensive going for about $1,000.
And earlier we showed you how the tailgaters down in West Lafayette, but several local fans have gathered right here at Michiana bars and restaurants to watch tonight's big game. Alexandra Cohen joins us live tonight from Corby's in South Bend. And Alex, are there any Boilermaker fans there tonight?
Well, Kim, it is definitely a mix here tonight. The Irish spirit is really high, but the Purdue fans have finally started to show up. Fans here at Corby's are celebrating by playing pool, eating pizza, and cheering on their favorite team, whether it be the Irish or the Boilermakers. For one Purdue fan at the bar, she is pretty torn tonight. She even got booed before she went on camera with us, but she said the trash talk won't stop her from rooting on her team.
I went to Purdue for undergrad, and then I ended up coming to Notre Dame for my MBA. But I was there with Purdue with Drew Brees, Rose Bowl, Boilers all the way.
It's very, very disappointing. It's like you don't care. But the little engine that couldn't is Purdue. That's basically what it comes down to.
Blair said that tonight she thinks Notre Dame is actually going to win 28-7. Live in South Bend, Alexander Cohen, ABC 57 News.
All right, a lot of fun there tonight at Corby's. Well, unnecessary roughness, a big rule change has all of college football talking. What does Coach Brian Kelly think?
We are still steadfast in our belief that our guys know the difference.
Plus, Michigan, Michigan State, Alabama. We're going to take a look at some of the other big games happening all across the country.
But first, here is another live look of West Lafayette. Your kickoff countdown returns in less than 2 minutes. Hang tight.